Hello, everyone. It is Friday, April 1st, 6:50 p.m. And yeah, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? Everybody thriving? Anything exciting happening? I tell you what, it's been a crazy week for me. But before I go into all that jazz, I just want to tell you there are a few changes coming up for this channel and future projects. So for this channel, I have made the decision to upload episodes twice a week, starting Monday. So Monday night and Friday night, starting next week, I'll have new episodes uploaded on this channel. And the reason I decided to go do that is because it's just I enjoy what I'm doing and talking to you guys and sharing information that you may or may not know, and it's stuff, just stuff like that. I'm a music dork, so come on. But anyway, yeah, so twice a week starting Monday night. So be on the lookout. No specific time, you'll just see the upload. So, all right. With that being said, another new announcement. I have a second YouTube channel called Caitlin's Sports Corner. And basically what I talk about is just sports. I figure sports belong on a different channel because this is strictly music, and I want to keep this channel strictly music. So what better way to talk about sports? Put it on the new channel. It's called Caitlin's Sports Corner. I have not uploaded anything yet. It will be done this weekend, so be on the lookout for that. All right, so I guess I'll tell you about my week. Well, I technically didn't go to Orange Theory Fitness today because I had a medical emergency, believe it or not. Uh, and yes, I'm okay. It just happened so quick. I started getting an infection on my lower leg. I went to urgent care, and it's funny. The doctor. Oh, speaking of the doctor, okay. So here I am. I'm not feeling good. I'm tired, irritated. My left lower leg hurts. I'm out of it. I really don't care what's going on right now around me. I mean, of course I do, but at the same time, I'm like, just hurry up, will ya? And then the doctor, shows up into the room. And oddly enough, it's the same doctor that diagnosed me with the sinus infection and the Delta variant last year. And anyway, and so he sees my Kiss shirt. Oh my gosh, this is the best part. Okay. So he walks in the room, closes the door, and he sees my Kiss shirt, and he goes, "Ah, Kiss." He goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, I love Ace Frehley." And I'm like, "Wow." Okay, this is why it got a little odd, because my Kiss shirt only had Paul Stanley on it in makeup. So it's like I'm just sitting there and he goes, "I love Ace Frehley." And I'm like, look at him like, dude, you're killing me. Then he sits on the stool, takes a closer look at my shirt, and goes, "Oh, my bad, that's Paul Stanley. I love Paul Stanley." I'm gonna make it. That's why I'm I'm just standing there giving him a look like, "You're killing me, dude. You just killed me. You know that, right?" Goes, sorry, I couldn't tell from here. All I saw was just black white makeup. And I'm like, I'm just like trying not to shake my head, but anyway, yeah, so this doctor, I mean, what I like about this doctor too from my previous experiences is that he when I got my second COVID vaccination, my arm was just really angry. It really hated me. And so he lifts up my arm sleeve. He sees the big welt on my arm. He goes, "Oh, it's just pissed off." It's just pissed off. It doesn't go away in 5 days. Give me a call and I'll get you in by yeah. That's what he legit says. He didn't say it was anger. My arm was just pissed off. Okay. Thanks for the honesty. I appreciate that. But I do give him credit for knowing who Kiss is, but he's not getting credit for, what calling Paul Stanley Ace Frehley. No credit there, but I give him credit for knowing who Kiss is, so I'll give him that. But anyway, yeah. So it all turns out he lifted up my left sweatpant leg, and he's like, "Yep, cellulite, very mild case. You caught it. I'm prescribed you antibiotics, and you're out here. So, and quite honestly, the antibiotics are working fine. It's just it's still angry. My leg is, but it's not as angry as it was. It has been for the past 2 days. So that's a blessing. And what I've learned about cellulitis is, you remember when I mentioned, I think it was on the Toby Mac episode that I mentioned that sepsis, that I almost died from it, or I literally was dying, but I survived. Well, cellulitis is below sepsis. So if left untreated and with no antibiotics, it could have turned to sepsis. And of course, when I woke up yesterday morning and looked at my leg, there were two things that came to my mind. One, will this spread to my replaced knees? Because if both of my replaced knees get infected, I'm in trouble. Two, sepsis, because that thing is starting to look like a sepsis thing. So, but anyway, by God's grace, I'm fine. And I told myself, no, we're not going to the hospital. We're coming home, because I can't sleep in hospitals. I just can't. I'm sorry. I'm up all night. I'll sleep during the day. I'll be up all night. But anyway, yeah. So that was my fun venture. So I'll be back at Orange Theory Fitness. Oh, I don't know, next Thursday, I think. And I'm gonna be going back to that at-home workouts here in a bit. I'm just waiting for my leg to die down a little, the leg pain to die down a little bit. But I'm okay. Seriously, I'm fine. And so let's talk about the Oscars. I mean, obviously, this is a music show, but I promise you'll like this. But obviously, people are talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock, and I'm kind of keeping my nosy posy out of that, but I will say this. Just, go watch a clip of Chris Rock's body language. I mean, honestly, in all fairness, I blame the scriptwriter. And the reason I say blame scriptwriter, they're the ones that were poking fun at Jada. And so it's like, and Chris Rock has to say what's on the teleprompter, and then Will Smith gets all PO and smacks the living daylights out Rock. So my fingers at the is pointing at the scriptwriters. And also, I wasn't really there. Sure, we saw it, but I wasn't really there, so I can't really say per se what happened. But anyway, yes, in my opinion, my finger is pointing right at the scriptwriters. And unfortunately, somebody got hurt for that. So, but anyway, enough of that. But what I'm saying is that music-wise, this was cool. I didn't realize this, and maybe you guys have heard about this on the internet, and maybe you have not. If not, you're in luck. Here we go. So, as you know, we all know who Lady Gaga is. Most, if not all, you guys know who Lady Gaga is. And she was presenting an award with the late Judy Garland's daughter, Liza Minnelli. And Minnelli was in a wheelchair, and Lady Gaga was walking next to her. And this is, I love Lady Gaga. I love her so much for doing this. Oh my God, she just makes me so happy. Oh, so happy. There's hope in this world. So Minnelli was really nervous about presenting, and Lady Gaga looked at her, and I think Lady Gaga sensed that she was worried about reading off the teleprompter. So Lady Gaga looked down at Minnelli and said, "I got you." And Minnelli replied, "I know." How sweet is that? I'm like, oh, here's my feelings. I'm serious. This does hit my feelings a little bit. I'm like, oh, it's like Lady Gaga respect. I've always respected her as a musician, and that just makes me respect her even more. And Minnelli, she has my respect as well, and I have respect for her. And yeah, I mean, I don't blame her. I'll probably be like a deer in headlights, standing in front of people, that many people. My goodness, glad I'm not in show business. Ooh. All right, well, never mind. Well, I mean, if you go like to Bear News, back when I was at UNC, you'll see me as an anchor or a host. But no, we're not going there. That one stays off the air. But anyway, well, I have not had time to listen to Joan Jett and Blackheart's new album because things have been busy, obviously. But for what I do know, it's all acoustic, and I'll listen to it this weekend and report back to you guys on Monday night. All right, so I'm trying to think of something else. or something on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, I'm like, come on, Caitlin. Yeah, okay. Caitlin. It's about Beach Boys and Mickey Dolenz. Duh, wake up. Duh. Brain fart, I tell you. Us, us people with bad joints get a lot of brain farts. I tell you that. So I was watching clips from the Beach Boys Good Vibrations cruise, and of course the Beach Boys. Man, iconic. I know there's only one original member, and so there's the rest were just like a band. I'm like, whatever. These are great tunes. I mean, just a great band overall. It's like, for some who may not know, I'm from Southern California, and my parents, they listened to a lot of Beach Boys and lots of other stuff, but my dad was more of a fan of the Beach Boys, and I grew up listening to a lot of their music, just a whole bunch. And to this day, um, I'll just sing along and get lost into the music because it makes me feel young again. Makes me forget what kind of pain I am. Same goes for Monkeys music. So but anyway, so I was watching a clip of Kokomo. Oh, Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take. Okay, right. You get the picture. And of course, when they're singing this, and I'm watching it on my laptop screen, I'm literally just closing my eyes, envisioning a beach where there aren't any barking dogs or a meowing cat. Nobody hollering at Smokey to stop barking. Nope, no, it's just less expectation and demands. It's just me and the sand and the water and the hammock and a cooler of beer. Of course, I have a beer in my hand. Life is good. And it's breezy, and you got that beautiful turquoise water, and and I say to myself, what wonderful world. Oh, one day, people. Mark my words. One day. Okay. Well, I need to get out of this beach thing because now it makes me really wish I was in the beach. And so, uh, yeah, so they did a great job. But of course, along with the Beach Boys, there's another great concert. And it was Making Dola Celebrates the Monkeys to put the tour on the Good Vibrations cruise. And I've been watching a lot of clips from that show, from both shows that Mickey did. I mean, even the Beach Boys did two shows, and on the cruise, it's just Mickey just did such a good job. I mean, I'm serious. I'm like, he's out there putting himself out there, just celebrating the legacy of David, Mike, and Peter, which he calls brothers, and he did such a good job, man. I will admit, normally I do not cry when I hear Daydream Believer, but watching Mickey perform the song and towards the end, waves up his hand up in the air as if, like he's waving at Davy. And I'm like, I cannot tell you what it was like, but through that whole performance, I was holding back tears. I'm like, it hit my feelings. It made me want to go all the way upstairs just to hug Smokey and cry. I'm serious. I mean, it's like, of course, I'm holding back tears, but at the same time, I go, me too, Mickey. Me too. I feel you. Me too. And it's just, but he's doing a great job. And I'm so excited for him. I really am. I'm really excited to hear about the ratings of the tour, in which I'm pretty sure they're going to be well, because if you're looking like the history of the Monkeys, you don't see a whole lot of bad reviews, a lot of positives. So I don't know. I'm so seriously hope he could bring this tour out, man, because I would love to go. And if he does end up in Denver, I can make an exception. There are only two bands that go to Denver: Kiss, Bon Jovi. But if he brings the, McDonald's Celebrates the Monkeys tour to Denver, I can make an exception and I'll go. And just like that, in a heartbeat, just go. So yeah. I'll just go. I don't particularly like him, but for that tour, you betcha, in a heartbeat. Now I remember I was gonna tell you guys too. So the Grammys is this weekend, I believe. Sorry, yeah, this Sunday, and they're planning a special tribute to the late Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins. So I think that's cool. I'm not big watching like award shows, but I'm big with watching clips of like memories from artists that passed away that year and so forth. So it will be very interesting to see how they'll honor Taylor for sure. All right, enough of that mumbo jumbo. Whew. All right, so before we go any further, um, let's do some shout outs. I'm gonna give my shout out to Royce in the house. I tell you what, Royce, I tell you what, last week's show that was really good. Oh, that was really, really good. Talking about the deaths of famous musicians and artists. I'm like, my goodness, that was really, really good. I really, 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 really enjoyed it. I really did. It's and I was thinking about going online, no, online, like live, online, whatever, going live and to hang out with you and Lou. But I was going to, then it turns out there was a Monkeys fan in the chat, and I'm like, oh, okay, sorry, Royce, not going on. I'm gonna go talk to a Monkeys fan. It's like, oh, you like monkeys? Hey, we need to talk. So that's what I was doing, but it was fun. You keep doing it. People are loving it. I'm loving it. I support you. Keep keep chopping away. Keep on keeping on. But anyway, yeah. So go on YouTube. Look for Royce in the House. He's live every Sunday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Pacific Standard Time. That's 7:30 my time, 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern Time. So check it out. It's great. And Lou Mars is just awesome. He's funny. He's also a real cool person. So give it a look. See what you learn. And of course, shout out to Dan Just the Facts. I'll tell you what. Dan's coming up with some new stuff, and I'm actually eager to see it. So, and well, I did know, yeah, bachelor's like or associate's art degree for that matter in video production. So, I am very curious to see what he'll do with this channel. But while you're at it, check it out on YouTube. Just the Facts. Great stuff. And not to mention, Dan was actually on Royce's show on last Sunday night. So, and he was, I love Dan because he has such amazing stories to share, just like Royce, just such amazing stories to share. So, yeah, seriously, check out Just the Facts on YouTube. Of course, another shout out goes to my former classmate and current friend from Ames, Mac Jameson. He's a talented writer. He writes his own stories. And if you would like to know more about these stories and you'd like to buy them, go to www.thedwarventeller.wordpress.com. He has a lot of stuff there, amazing stuff. Check it out. And then, of course, my sister-in-law Stephanie, she has a Facebook store or Facebook page for that matter called Luca and Lily Boutique, and she's gearing up for Easter, so you might want to jump on it. She's got cool stuff. Jump on it. Jump on it. Jump on it. You know, I would, but I don't have any kids. All my kids say woof, woof and meow. So they don't need anything. They surely do not need chocolate. Oh, Lord, no. All right. So without further ado, let's start tonight off. Well, I thought, kind of, in light of the passing of Taylor Hawkins and, just hearing these really good stories about Taylor, I thought what cool ways to talk about the Foo Fighters. And it was really interesting from Royce's show last Sunday night. Lou mentioned I had to go look back at the music video, learning how to fly. And I was looking back on it because he told me that just about because Lou said that ever seen Taylor's with David Grohl every time. So I even went back and watched it. I'm like, sure enough, and that is Brotherhood. And of course, right now my heart's breaking for the band because it's just no one saw the death happening coming, and it's just really unfortunate. And I'll say this about Taylor Hawkins: what a gifted drummer he was. His talent was superb. He loved the music. He lived to play the music. He even lived to sing the music. And I have a lot of respect for him. And yeah, it's really sad because these days, if you pay attention, a lot of the music heroes are dying this year, and I don't know how I like it, quite frankly. But a lot of people lost a hero, and that's Taylor Hawkins. And of course, my heart is filled with prayers and positive vibes for those who are deeply affected by the sudden death, for sure. And but in life too, Hawkins still lives on. He lives on through the music. He lives on through the memories that people remember him by. It's he's there, but you just can't see it. It's like he can hear them. People just can't see it. So you know what? For those who have wonderful memories with Hawkins and a lot of memories as a Foo Fighter fan, I tell you what, keep those memories close to you because those are the best things to have to hold on to. I don't know. I'm serious. I can tell you, I haven't met any of the Foo Fighters before, but I will tell you, their album Greatest Hits was actually the first Foo Fighters album I rented from the library. And what a killer album. My goodness. It really just shows you how talented they are. And as a band, I really think they just really stood out. I think, excuse me, I'm trying to think here because I'm a music dork. I try to think a little too hard sometimes when I talk, but I think that people weren't ready to hear what the Foo Fighters, to hear their music and to see who they are as a band when they first started. I don't think they were ready for what kind of an impact people will feel by the band. So that's just remarkable itself. So I'm going to show you something about this art with this article on loudersound.com. So the article says, under the influence, the bands and movements that define Foo Fighters sound. We picked through the influences that will make Foo Fighters one of the biggest rock bands in the world. So here we go. Pixies. All right. As much, you know what? I'm going to screen share this so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay. Here we go. Hang on. Boop, 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 boop. All right, here we go. You see it right here. Pixies, as much the godfathers of grunge as any other band, the now reformed Pixies perfected the leap from restraint full of explosive surge while incorporating screams surely sent from the stars, chorus about aliens to bark along with, and melodies beamed in from whole higher dimensions. Kurt openly adored them. Dave obviously does too. Kim Deal's Breeders, at their best of a similar ilk, also deserves a noble mention at this stage. Interesting. They got Dinosaur Jr., often ignored in the legacy of the scene. Their sound helped create, until their reformation and subsequent album reissues, revived memories of their flumbersome supremacy. Dinosaur Jr. made 3 grunge records that provided the template for what has followed, including Nirvana. Jay Masix was also the greatest guitarist of his generation, if usually willing to lift himself out of his bed to prove it. Goals. Neil Young, really? Ugh. Whether electroacoustic alone or surrounded by crazy horse singing songs or endlessly acting, Neil Young's imprint on Nirvana and the whole grunge generation was huge. Right down to having his lyrics quoted on Kurt's suicide note. Young, at his tightest, most melodic, is certainly resonant in the Foo Fighters. Young, downbeat, and personal often comes to mind of their acoustic set. That is really interesting. So again, this is just based off the article. Under an influence, the bands and movements that define Foo Fighters sound. I'm gonna stop sharing. So that's really interesting. And, I can really see I could really see the was it Neil Young? Was it Neil Diamond? I can't remember. Neil Young. I could see the Neil Young. I think, yeah, Neil Young. I could see that definitely in their like music and stuff as well. I'm not too familiar with Dinosaur Jr. or the Pixies, but judging by the article, it sounds just kind of like that kind of Foo Fighters sound. So I thought that was kind of cool. And yeah, and I really like the fact like the Foo Fighters brought like their own style of music. They didn't bring like they weren't trying to be like the other rock bands during that time. They were when we were starting out. It's just like, hey, we're the Foo Fighters. We're not like everyone else, but check out our music. We think you're gonna like it. And man, I tell you what, I just it's amazing. I find their music videos hilarious. Their lyrics are well written. David Grohl is a fantastic songwriter, much respect, and it's impressive. It's like the Foo Fighters really found a way to connect with their fans, and a lot of their fans, found ways to connect with their music. And so, my question for you guys is, what's your favorite Foo Fighters song? Which one is it? For me personally, it will have to be. I could easily say "Learn How to Fly," but in reality, it's gotta be "These Days." These days, like there were these times or something like that. I can't remember. Sorry. Yep, these days. You learn to live again. These days, you learn to live again. So yeah, and I thought, while listening to these days, especially when going through hardships, that's kind of where I found a lot of encouragement with that song. It's like during these dark times, during these dark moments, you will find yourself through it and you will get through that darkness. You know, doesn't matter how long because you're gonna find a way because you're strong and you're noble and you get through it. So you learn to love. It's just great. Of course, learning how to fly. I mean, come on. Aren't we all learning how to fly? Just think about it. Are we all learning how to fly? We're all trying to figure things out. Especially in today's world. I don't know about you guys, but I'm still learning how to fly. It's kind of like reintroducing myself to the gym for Pete's sake. Learning how to fly by doing that. So it's just meaningful. And of course, it's just, oh, time like these. There we go. My bad. Times like these, you learn to live again. So, that's cool. Yeah, I love that song. Times like these, you learn to live again. And that's where you find out and I really tend to think that song still speaks to me to this day. Just going through everything my family's going through, what I'm going through. Times like these, you learn to live again. So, for me, from my points, no matter how hard life becomes, I learned that I could get through it. Just put your 2 feet together and just keep going. If it's gonna be slow, slow, fine. Cry, throw a hissy fit, that's fine, but I don't give up. That's the bottom line. Just don't give up. Times like these, you learn to live again. What bands do not make songs like that anymore. Just like a lot of songs that could just within like I don't know, maybe the first 3 or 4 words, it really hits your heart. Yeah, Foo Fighters are definitely one of the bands that have done that for millions of people. But anyway, you know what? It's really interesting too. I was watching this Miss Mojo, that episode of Miss Mojo I showed you guys earlier, and it kind of occurred to me that the Foo Fighters weren't afraid to try something new, try something a little different in their musical style. And it's true, and I think in some ways, so it was almost like a 50-50 thing. Either people liked it or they didn't like it. I honestly didn't mind it. I really like the fact that there are bands or artists who are not afraid to step out of the comfort zone and try new music to perform to, and it's just that takes a lot of courage. I'll give it that. I bet it does. But anyway, it's also I'm gonna point out that I think it's cool that Dave Grohl, was like a part of Nirvana. He was the drummer for Nirvana. I'm like, how cool was that? it just shows you how Nirvana inspired him to become a better artist and so forth, or or the late Kurt Cobain as well, and it's phenomenal. And yes, if you go on YouTube, look at David Grohl, drumming away, it's impressive. I mean, Taylor Hawkins is just as impressive, and it's just the whole band genuinely a gift to us music people, music fans, I shall say, music critics, whatever. I am a critic, 'cause I review male music albums, but yeah, man, just wow, it's just great stuff. And another thing I want to point out is that I would like to think, I know it's kind of a dark time for the band right now, obviously, because I know the Foo Fighters that canceled their tours and canceled their Grammy appearance, and which makes sense. And but I would like to think in time they'll reunite and keep performing, because I would think that's what Taylor Hawkins would want to happen. Then again, some other people saying the band's got to break up because of this. I, however, do not see that happening. I think right now, the band's just gotta be there for each other during these dark, dark moments, and further down the road, whenever that will be, they'll have the rest of the band members will have the courage to keep performing, because I really do believe that's what Taylor Hawkins would want them to do. Just keep going. But it's just, again, it was just a a sad way for Taylor Hawkins to pass away, and it was really unfortunate. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go for right now. It's 7:31 p.m. and I am starting to feel a little tired because I'm still battling an infection on my leg, so I'm gonna go rest. So listen, you guys take care, stay safe, stay healthy. Don't forget to check out my new second YouTube channel, Caitlin's Sports Corner. New episode will be recorded and uploaded sometime this weekend. I think I'm gonna wait for the final four games to end, then I'll probably record and upload. So other than that, thank you guys for listening. Take care of yourselves. Be good to one another. I'm serious. I don't care how stressful it is. Be good to one another. You guys can't get along, please still be kind. It doesn't hurt. If it does hurt, well, that's kind of your issue. But seriously, it doesn't hurt to be kind, especially in today's world. Okay, guys, you take care, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.